A video of an Israeli soldier in a Palestinian shop popped up online. First, I'm going to show you the video, and then I'm going to explain why this kind of behavior is wrong. Let's watch the video.
תכין לי עוד ערכה, הפעם ב5,000.
ונורק מנגינה, 250 שקלים. אוקיי, חדש מבוסס, סטופי, אצלי רק סטופי. פה מזכרת לילד, 740. הכל סטופ. 3 שקלים כזה, נורק פרפר לילד, גם תדקף כאן, גם לא לבטל. ילד עכשיו תקופת התקרון. שתיים במחיר של 250 שקלים. תלמיד התלמידה מצטיינת. כל המובעות, כל המנה פלסטינית. הכל 3 ב-1,000. תמיד גזר בי לקטנות. 3 יחידות ב-1,000 שקל. ראש, 4,500. בבית ספר. מגברות, 10 ב-1,000. התלמידה המצטיינת, וסברנו 250 שקלים. עד כה בכל בג'בליה.
Now, before I get started, this video is probably going to get shared a lot, so let me introduce myself. My name is Ryan McBeth. I'm a former heavy weapons and anti-tank infantryman. I served 20 years. I did multiple deployments, the last of which was to Iraq. I became a software engineer, and now I investigate digital disinformation. If you're in the American military or a NATO or allied military and want an offline copy of this video to use as a training tool, send me an email from your military address and I will get it to you. There's a lot to unpack here, so I'm going to start by saying that what this soldier did was wrong. If you don't speak Hebrew, this soldier was basically calling out prices and offering deals and smashing the merchandise. The soldier doesn't have a weapon on him, so it's my guess that he feels like he's in a pretty safe area and a bunch of his buddies are around. But you know who isn't around? Any leadership who would have put a stop to this. There's no weapons in the toys he was breaking. There's no Israeli prisoners in those toys. It's just some Palestinian guy's shop. And this is just a guy who's trying to eke out a living selling sundries. And, you know, insurance doesn't typically cover war damage, so when all this is over with, this Palestinian man has to go back to his shop and put his life back together again. That life was already hard, you just made it harder. This kind of behavior typically isn't allowed in any military, and there are some pretty specific reasons why. For years, looting was a part of war. I'm sure you've heard the term the spoils of war. But around the Napoleonic era, this practice started to become discouraged in order to improve discipline. As a commander, the last thing you want on the battlefield is for your troops to think about enriching themselves rather than accomplishing the mission. George Washington forbid his troops to loot Tory property on pain of flogging, and wanton acts of plunder could be punishable by death. Now, there is a practice of taking trophies of war. We've all watched war movies where a guy takes a pistol as a trophy from an enemy soldier. And in the U.S. Army, that practice has been curtailed at a personal level. Typically, war trophies are only permitted at a unit level. These are normally items of confiscated enemy property, such as weapons or flags, and then only taken back home after extensive unit paperwork. Looting, or as it is more properly known, pillage, is specifically banned by the Geneva Conventions. But this soldier wasn't exactly looting, it was more like wanton destruction. And that's illegal as well. You see, there's a concept called military necessity. This is a principle in the laws of armed conflict and international humanitarian law that recognizes the right of a belligerent party, a party engaged in war, to take measures that are essential to achieve a legitimate military objective. It encompasses what is a lawful goal. It also deals with proportionality, or how an advantage gained from a particular action must outweigh the expected harm to civilians or civilian property. It also deals with the avoidance of unnecessary suffering and humanitarian considerations, such as the protection of non-combatants. Now, believe it or not, it is lawful to destroy civilian property. You might need to kick in the door of a house, go upstairs, set up a sniper position on the roof. And it's even okay to take that family's kitchen table and put it near a window if you need to create a sniper position, or perhaps use some of the family clothes to stop one of your buddies from bleeding. And if your unit needs water, yeah, you can take water from their pantry. But you can't randomly destroy their property without a military justification behind it. Israel has a sort of code of conduct known as purity of arms. Part of this code of conduct is the following phrase: an IDF soldier will only exercise their power or use their weapon in order to fulfill their mission and only when necessary. They will maintain their humanity during combat and routine times. The soldier will not use their weapon or power to harm uninvolved civilians and prisoners and will do everything in their power to prevent harm to their lives, bodies, dignity, and property. So as you can imagine, this soldier is facing a lot of trouble. The IDF has a unit that spends all day looking online for posts about Israeli soldiers, and they've probably already seen this video. Most likely, the soldier's chain of command has been notified about him. He's probably been pulled from his unit to face charges. It's also my guess that this soldier is most likely a reservist, since they don't tend to do this full time, and their discipline tends to be a little more lax. Active duty IDF soldiers tend to be more disciplined. The active duty IDF also takes the cell phones of soldiers when they're on the front lines. They put those phones into a box. The phone confiscation is done for a number of reasons. First, cell phone signals can give away your location. So can the metadata and geolocation of a picture you post online. Russian soldiers in Ukraine found that one out firsthand, and it's still happening to them. So why even do this video? Everybody watching this pretty much knows that what that soldier did was wrong. Why does it even need a video? Because in a world where information spreads rapidly, the responsibility for adherence to morality doesn't just lie with military authorities. It lies with you, the individual soldier. Such behavior undermines the trust and respect that is crucial for military operations. It is up to you to destroy only what is militarily necessary and return home with honor. Thank you for watching.
In a world where fashion meets firepower, where style becomes strategy, it's time to gear up for the ultimate mission with Bunker Branding. Introducing the Rock Out With Your Chalk Out t-shirt, a tribute to the fearless air cavalry. Feel the adrenaline rush as you don the pride of the skies. For those of you who dare from the air, precision and power unite when you think outside the bomb. And don't miss our Live, Laugh, Launch t-shirts for Patriot and HIMARS, because sometimes defending freedom means bringing the thunder. Finally, for the true defender of the seas, we present Department of the Boat People. Sail with honor and show your allegiance to the world's mightiest maritime force. With these shirts, hoodies, and stickers, along with the tow missile, landmines, and drone warfare. These aren't just shirts, they're statements. They're your way of saying I stand for strength, unity, and style. Get yours at Bunker Branding today.